Got it. It's surprising Trump is orange because if you ask me, he is bananas.
Black man, drop top. There go the cops. There go the cops. There go the cops. Is it because of my people? Is it because of my sneakers? Is it because of my jersey? Is it because of them perfect?
From around the world to around the corner, coming to you live from Harlem, New York City. Welcome, Danilo Ignacio.
Hey, so what's the deal, my good people? I am Danilo Ignacio from the Media Handlers Group. From those that don't know who I am, I'm going to take this opportunity right now because of what's going on with Jussie Smollett to talk about a couple things that we'll be talking about on our next installment of WebSharezTV. Now, talking about WebSharezTV, we did have a social media network, but again, like I try to explain to people, the dream of having a business and having a business are two different things. So my partner really couldn't understand the fact that it takes a while before a social media network can be able to be put off the ground and through advertisement, be able to pay for all the things that you got to fix and do at the beginning. So before we killed his pockets, he decided to sell it, but I kept WebSharezTV.com. If you noticed recently, the WebSharezTV Facebook page all of a sudden disappeared. Facebook, I'm talking to you. This is part of what I talk about when other people create your narrative. Let's talk about Jussie Smollett for a minute. Let's get away from his sexual preference. Let's get it straight to the facts. Broadcasting is where it all starts and ends. The same way that they've created this new narrative or the existing narrative in the way that they're putting it, you would think that this man has killed somebody. We have a racist president that has done more destruction in his 2 years than Jussie could ever do. And if you're looking at what they're doing now, you would think that he's the worst man in the world. He lied. People lie. White people, you lie redundantly, and you get away with it. So why I'm here today, because usually I don't even do stuff like this, but at the end of the close of last year when I went down the email, and everybody that has a business understands that, you know, you're closing out 1 year to start another year, and I had like almost 700 to 800 emails asking me when do we do live. So this is actually going to be the first live. I'm taking this opportunity because when I talk about broadcasting, a lot of our people don't understand how important it is. They are creating their own narrative and making it look like he killed somebody. Yeah, what he did was wrong, but it doesn't warrant what's going on right now. When you have this president that had the nerve to twit and put Jussie's name in it and talk about him being a liar, you're a liar, sir, if I can call you that. Because I really can't call you what I want to call you. But Black people in America, you have to wake up and understand. You have to be able to create your own narrative. You have to be able to answer the world's questions. Right now, we sit back and we have to deal with whatever they say, however they say it, whether he's right or wrong, good or bad. But they create this narrative like he's the worst thing in the world. And then you got Black people born in this country running up on stages talking about that he needs to go to jail and bring him up on charges. Bring him up on charges for lying? If anybody should be upset, is the two men that were involved in it. The police, please, the FBI, the CIA, and everything else has been investigating Trump from the time he's entered into office. And guess who's paying for that? We are. These are the narratives that those that dislike us love to create. That's why Media Handlers is doing what it's doing. We must have our own television station. We must have the avenue to broadcast ourselves to the world. Because what the narrative is now, especially if you're looking at CNN, that all Black people are up in arms. I'm not up in arms about it. Simply because he's an actor. He's an actor playing a gay role and he's a gay man. Bravo. What he did wasn't right, but if you want to look at the other side of that coin, how many years were we screaming about the injustice system before O.J. Simpson? All of a sudden, when O.J. got off, now all the white people started screaming, the injustice system, the injustice system. We were telling you that 10 years ago. We have to now learn to create our own narratives. We have to now learn to answer those that dislike us the most. Now, when I talk about black people born in this country, you walk around this country with your eyes wide shut. Jussie, you work with cameras. You know the power of a camera. So why wouldn't you ever think that there would have been more cameras around to really tell the backstory? Why would you think texting someone on a phone wouldn't come up in evidence? Because you live in a world with your eyes wide shut. These are some of the things that we're going to be talking about. You can go to the new WebSharezTV page. It's the old Websharez page that I took over since WebSharezTV disappeared, and I've tried to contact Facebook a number of times, and they keep giving me these hokey dokey answers that doesn't make any sense to me when I built that station, but it's the same old thing. When they see the power of our people coming together, the power of the information that we can give to our people, they always got to get in there and malfunction it and fuck it up. Since I'm talking about that, I'll talk about my media handler's Instagram page as well. It's over 6 to 7 months that I've hit them up and told them every time I try to follow somebody, I'm unable to do that. They haven't gotten back in touch with me yet. Facebook. This is one of the reasons why I tell black people, essentially in this country, you need to own your own platform. Y'all running around here being raped, robbed, and pillaged on everybody else's platform, and they're making money from you. How can you have a business and you don't have a home for your business? This is part of the reasons why you do not succeed. I'm not telling nobody not to use Instagram, because I use Instagram. Not to use Facebook, not to use YouTube, but understand what it is and understand how to use it. Stop calling these things your pages. They're not your pages. You're not paying for it. And it also deflects you from understanding if you have a business or a service or a talent, you need to have your own website. I don't want to hear about money, because when we want what we want, we find the money. So find the money and find somebody to put up a site for you. That is your home base. That's where you send everybody back to. When I go out and people ask me about my social media networks, I tell them go to MediaHandlers.com, and from there, they can click on the links to the Facebook, to the Instagram, to the Twitter. We have to stop letting other people create the narratives. The reason why I'm doing this right now, because I'm pissed off at what I see. I'm upset because what I'm looking at is a bunch of bullshit. It's the same old ridiculous things that white people do in this country. And talking about you white people, the disrespect that you continue to show black people in the country that they built, fuck you. These are the issues that we'll start talking about on WebSharezTV Live. I'm actually moving from New York, and I want you guys to take the journey with me, because we'll be filming something called Living in Supremacy, which is something that we all live in. Especially you okie doke black people that tell me you don't see color. Now, back to Jussie Smollett. Again, whether he's right or wrong, and he's wrong, but when you look at the hysteria and the things that are being said, this is how they program you and continue to program you to come up with these asinine decisions to make themselves look better. We're now in the midst of fighting for two white power structures, the left and the right, and we're all caught in the middle of the bullshit. So every time that they can bring something up on a black person, especially a black man, they will. The asinine, ridiculous notion that he offended someone, if he has to pay money back, let him pay the money back. What about your Donald Trump? He's about to go scot-fucking-free. If you're watching, how can't they get this man for all the things that we've blatantly seen him do? He has blatantly lied over 5,000 plus times from the time he's in the office till now. Why the fuck is he not sitting next to Jussie Smollett? There's a double standard in America, and I'm talking to you Democrats right now. After we get this fool out of office, my attack now goes on you. You talk about black people and helping black people, abolish that 3/5 law. That's where we start. That's where we begin. Because now we have our respect in this country as a human being. I am not 1/3 of any fucking thing to any fucking body. And if anybody don't like what I've said, you know how to get in touch with me. Hit me in the DM, hit me on the phone, because this ridiculous notion that we must just be quiet and the white man can say and do what he wants, enough of that bullshit. For those of you that like to look at TV, turn on CNN. Listen to the rhetoric. Listen to all these call to action and he's this and he's that. He didn't kill anybody. What happened to Dylan that killed all those people in the South? You didn't have big conversations on him. They murdered him and we didn't even know that they killed him already. This is why we must own our own broadcasting system. And it doesn't have to look like theirs. It doesn't have to be theirs. It has to be 100% ours, owned and operated by black people. So we have the opportunity to create our own narrative, to tell the truth about who we are. Why are black people in this country running around and all they want to be is actors, models, singers? Because I'm sorry, guys, those things are insufficient when it comes to our community. How many actors, models, and singers and rappers have really done a lot for our community? Besides telling us how rich they've gotten. So when I talk about Jussie, I'm not looking at what he does in his bedroom. I'm not even looking at him as one of the stars of Empire. I'm looking at as a black man that they've now created this bullshit ass narrative to make it seem that he did something so fucking wrong when he didn't. He lied. Donald Trump is 5,000 in. When is he going to jail? This bullshit has to stop. And it has to start with black people born in America known as the African American. You got to stop living in rhetoric and begin to speak loudly about what goes on in this country. Because every time we do speak, we're minimized on their television system to "you're free now." Look at all these senators and the governor of Virginia. So he said he ain't resigning, and that's it. Where is this equal balance system that they keep telling us about, that we're supposed to be voting into? If what any one of those men did, us the laymen do, we'd be fired. Where is the system of firing people that has done wrong to the people? How can a racist create any law for me? And he's wearing blackface. Look at the way they use alternative facts, lies, and propaganda. So after he first comes out and he says, it was him, then he turns around and says, it wasn't him. Then he turns around and said, but he did wear blackface in order to be Michael Jackson. What kind of ignorant, lame shit is that? Pelosi, all of y'all in there. What it is that's their fucking job. So they're just trying to save their jobs so they can get their pensions. They give two shits about any of us. So what we need to do is stop giving a shit about them and get them out of office and replace them with people that are from the streets, with people that work for a living. Donald Trump is screaming and yelling and trying to spend money. Why don't you raise the fucking minimum wage to $20+ so the American people can do what we do best, spend within America? But you worried about a fucking wall that won't get built. When more than 60% of America says they don't want a wall, why the fuck are we still trying to build one? There's no fair and even justice to nothing. It's a bunch of white rhetoric, and we have to do something about it. Because if not, your children, my children, their children will be in this mess, and we would have left it here for them. Wake up, black people. Get it together. By every means necessary. Shortly, we are now working on WebSharezTV before I actually leave New York. We have a great show coming up. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. There's a pop-up shop that we're going to go to. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to continue to open up our mindset. You can't liberate your mind if it's occupied. My name is Danilo Ignacio, once again from the Media Handlers Group. You are currently watching me on WebSharezTV. Go check out our last installment with over 1 million views. I left it there for about a year because we're living in supremacy, so I really didn't see anything to change on what we were talking about. It's still a very prevalent show till this day. And then we'll move on from here. Peace and blessings to everybody. Happy New Year. Y'all know how to get in touch with me.
Please access another experience. Please access another experience.
WebSharezTV.
Did you know that 90% of all the media in America is owned by 6 corporations? News Corp, Disney, Viacom, Comcast, Time Warner, and CBS. And the top 6 that own 96% of the world's media is News Corp, Disney, Viacom, Time Warner, Vivendi, and Bertelsmann. The media. The media is the largest propaganda medium across the world. It is the weapon of mass deception. Malcolm X said it best. The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent, and that's power, because they control the minds of the masses. The most dangerous problem with media deception is that often we don't even realize when it occurs. The best propaganda strips you of your critical thinking and leaves you feeling like you've made all your decisions completely on your own.
You are now tuned in to WebSharezTV.
Welcome to the dawn. You've just accessed the beautiful experience. This experience will cover courtship, sex, commitment, fetishes, loneliness, vindication, love, and hate. Please enjoy your experience. Please access another experience. Please access another experience.